Good morning. I'm John Purefoy, principal of Farmington High School, and I'd like to welcome guest teams, parents, students, faculty, our KURM radio audience, and ACE officials to Bentonville High School West for the academic competition and education event, the ACE contest. These contests give students the opportunity to compete academically in subjects they study in school, as well as art, history, Shakespeare, current events, and sports. We are proud of these students' efforts in preparing for today's contest. Competing in ACE encourages academic achievement, initiative, and good sportsmanship. It requires that students put in long hours of their own time in independent study to be competitive. I'd just like to say thank you for coming here to our school. We appreciate it. I wish you all good luck, and glad you arrived here safely and hope you have a safe return. Good luck to all contestants.
All right, thank you, Mr. Purefoy. And we're glad to be here at Farmington High School in the beautiful Performing Arts Center again. My name is Dustin Seaton. I'm the game moderator and the game administrator for today. I'm the GT specialist at the Northwest Arkansas Co-op here in Farmington. The judge is Casey Neal, the science specialist at the Northwest Arkansas Co-op, also in Farmington. And then our buzz system operator is Ms. Donna Mitchell, the Prairie Grove coach from Prairie Grove High School. Before we start reading today's game questions, let's have the three teams competing on stage for Game 10, the semifinal match number 1, introduce themselves. Starting with the blue team from Siloam Springs. Please introduce your first half players and your coaches.
Hello, we are Siloam Springs High School, and from the audiences left to right, we have myself, Avery Lang, Jackson Brown, Horace Los, Raven Rogers, and Nick Tate. We are coached by Megan Dennison and Katie Pendergraft.
Thank you, Siloam Springs. And the yellow table in the middle from Lifeway Christian High School. Please introduce your first half players and your coach.
Good morning. We are Lifeway Christian School, and from the audiences left to right, we have Ella Gray, Caitlin Terry, myself, Christina Varghese, Reagan Combs, Nick Cox. We are accompanied by our mascots, Humpty Dumpty and Abe, and coached by Miss Katie Campbell.
Thank you, Lifeway Christian High School. And on the far third table, the red table, Bentonville High School. Would you please introduce your hot mic there? Please introduce yourselves and your coaches.
We are Bentonville High School, and from the audiences left to the right, we have Arden Townsend, Saya Lagondola, Tarun Eisen, Abhinav Kravidi, and Beck Perry. And we are coached by the magnificent Mr. McElroy and the pristine Mr. Payne.
Thank you, Bentonville High School. For the benefit of the people unfamiliar with the game, I will briefly review its structure. There are two halves to be played, each half focusing on 7 different academic subject categories. In general, the first half subject categories are primarily those in the language arts, and the second half subjects are mainly those from math and science, with some variations too. For most questions, awarding of the points for each question falls in a range from 4 to 0 points. Exact points received by each team will be announced as the game is played. For most of the questions, teams will have 15 seconds to answer an individual team question before other teams can try to buzz in and steal for 1 point. Now, there are more nuances to the game, and hopefully both the audience present and the radio listening audience will figure it out as the match progresses. We are now in Game 10, the first of the semi-match, to determine which team will advance to the championship to be played in 2 games. So the team scores will be officially announced 3 times during the match, and at the halftime point, at the second halftime point, and just before the conclusion of the game. So are all teams ready? All right, so let's start with game question 1. Coming from the current events category, all taken from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette newspaper from Monday, February the 5th through Friday, February the 9th. Let's start with Siloam Springs. Your current events question. Who is the Democratic senator from Delaware who, along with Arizona Republican Senator John McCain, introduced a bipartisan plan that would grant permanent legal status to Dreamers and start bolstering security along the U.S.-Mexico border?
Smith.
No.
Henry.
No.
Joe.
No. Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
Coons.
That is correct. Senator Christopher Coons from Delaware. 1 point awarded to Bentonville High School. Lifeway Christian, your current events question. What state is being sued by 3 transgender individuals saying that the state won't allow them to change the gender listing on their driver's license without proof that they have undergone surgery?
Texas.
No.
West Virginia.
No.
Virginia.
No.
Oregon.
No. Time for the steal, Siloam Springs.
Florida.
No. And for the steal, Bentonville High School.
North Carolina.
No, all good guesses, but we were looking for the state of Alabama. Moving on to Bentonville, your current events question. What state will pay $300,000 to settle a claim brought by a former magistrate who resigned under duress after her supervisor said no allowances could be made so that she did not have to perform weddings for gay couples?
Virginia.
No,
South Carolina.
no,
Alabama.
no,
Arkansas.
no. Call time, Siloam Springs for the steal.
New Mexico.
No. And Lifeway Christian for the steal.
Massachusetts.
No, all good guesses. Again, we were looking for the state of North Carolina. Moving into game question number 2 from the World Geography and Culture category. Siloam Springs, your geography and culture question. Amish families are leaving their historic territory in what Pennsylvania county because the land is becoming too expensive?
Clearfield.
No? Call time. No one for the steal. We were looking for the famous Amish county, Lancaster County in Pennsylvania. Moving on to Lifeway Christian. Your geography and culture question. In which state is the current center of U.S. population?
New York.
No?
California.
No?
Texas.
No?
Illinois.
No? Call time. Siloam Springs for the steal.
Missouri.
That is correct for 1 point. 1 point awarded to Siloam Springs. Congratulations. And moving on to Bentonville High School, your geography and culture question. A bostom is a traditional vegetable garden in which city?
New York City.
No?
Seattle.
No?
Chicago.
No?
Atlanta.
No? Call time. Lifeway Christian for the steal.
Dallas.
No? And Siloam Springs for the steal.
Los Angeles.
No, we were looking for Istanbul. Boston is a traditional vegetable from Istanbul. Moving on to game question 3, starting with Siloam Springs, your American history question. In 1954, America began sending aid to the forces fighting communists in Vietnam. The soldiers that the U.S. aided were representing what country?
South Korea.
No?
France.
That is correct for 3 points. The country of France. Nicely done, Siloam Springs. Lifeway Christian, your American history question. Disagreement between President Truman and General Douglas MacArthur concerning an invading communist country during the Korean War led to the commander-in-chief firing the general. What was the country that sent troops to push MacArthur back across the 38th parallel?
The Philippines.
No?
Vietnam.
No? Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
China.
China is correct for 1 point, awarded to Bentonville High School. And Bentonville High School, your American history question. President Franklin Roosevelt recognized the need for American troops to be in North Africa in July of 1942, not only to help the British fight the Germans, but to secure a strategic waterway for the Allies. Name the waterway.
The Strait.
No. Call time. Lifeway Christian for the steal.
Suez Canal.
The Suez Canal is correct for 1 point, awarded to Lifeway. Nicely done, teams. Now moving into game question 4, starting with Siloam Springs. Your category is literature, selected short stories. Your short story comes from The Girls in Their Summer Dresses by Irwin Shaw. When pressed by his wife, what reluctant confession does Michael make about their marriage?
That she doesn't love him.
No?
There's an affair happening.
No? Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
That he loves to look at other women and might eventually cheat on her.
No? Lifeway Christian High School for the steal.
He hates their marriage.
No, we're looking for the possibility that one day he would like to be free. Moving on to Lifeway Christian. Your short story comes from the short story The Fiddler by Herman Melville. As a result of meeting Hot Boy, what does Helmstone do in the pursuit of happiness?
He learns to play the fiddle.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Lifeway. And Bentonville High School, your selected short story comes from The Dilettante by Edith Wharton. How did the Mr. Thursdale inform Mrs. Vervain of his engagement to Miss Gaylord?
He went to her house to tell her.
No?
He introduced his fiancée to her.
No?
He wrote a letter to her.
That is correct for 2 points, awarded to Bentonville High School. Nicely done, teams. Moving into game question 5, taken from the American government category. Starting with Siloam Springs, your American government question. What act of Congress in 1984 declared that any public high school that receives federal funds must allow student religious groups to meet in the school on the same terms that it sets out for other student organizations?
The Equal Opportunity Act.
No? Call time. Lifeway Christian High School for the steal.
Good News Club versus Bitlow Central School.
No? And Bentonville High School for the steal.
The Equalities for Religion Act.
No, all good guesses, but we were looking for the Equal Access Act of 1984. Equal Access Act. Moving on to Lifeway Christian High School, your American government question. What act of Congress passed in 1974 says that the time between a person's arrest and the beginning of his or her federal criminal trial cannot be more than 100 days, though with a few exceptions?
The Speedy Trial Act.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Lifeway.
It's all right.
Bentonville High School, your American government question. What act of Congress passed in 1940 and is still on the books makes it a crime for anyone to advocate the violent overthrow of the government of the United States, to distribute any material that teaches or advises violent overthrow, or to knowingly belong to any group with such an aim?
The Smith Act?
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville High School. Moving on to game question 6, taken from Shakespeare. Siloam Springs, your Shakespeare question comes from King Henry V. What do Nym and Pistol fight over in the Boar's Head Tavern?
Their right to property.
No? Time. Lifeway Christian for the steal.
Mistress Quickly.
That is correct for 1 point. Nicely done, Lifeway. And Lifeway, your Shakespeare question comes from Pericles. What is Pericles told about his daughter when he arrives in Tarsus?
That she's dead.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Lifeway. Bentonville High School, your Shakespeare question comes from A Merchant of Venice. What reason does Antonio give for being sad in the opening scene of the play?
He gives no reason.
That is correct for 4 points. No reason is given. He doesn't know why he said. All right, moving on to game question 7, taken from the vocabulary category. Siloam Springs High School, your vocabulary question. Name the verb meaning present an obstacle.
Obstructing.
No. Time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
Stymie.
Stymie is correct for 1 point, awarded to Bentonville. Lifeway Christian, your vocabulary question. Name the noun meaning learned scholar.
Savant.
That is correct for 4 points. Lifeway Christian. And Bentonville High School, your vocabulary question. Name the noun meaning to deceptive or a deceptive scheme.
Stratagem.
Stratagem is correct for 4 points. Nicely done to all teams. We are now moving into game questions 8 and 9. Each team has selected a different first half subject category question during a pregame meeting with the captains. When it is their turn, each team can only provide one answer to the question. A correct answer will earn that team 4 points. Should the answer be wrong, the other 2 teams may try to buzz in and steal for 2 points. Remember, each team only gets one chance to buzz in or to answer their team toss-up, team choice. We'll start with the blue table, Siloam Springs High School. You chose for your team choice category, U.S. government. Your U.S. government question, what act of Congress passed in 1867 makes it a federal crime to force someone to work for another in order to fulfill a contract or satisfy a debt? Call time. Lifeway Christian for the steal.
The thrift law.
That's not what I have. And Bentonville High School for the steal.
The Serfdom Act.
No, all good guesses. We were looking for the Anti-Peonage Act of 1867. Lifeway Christian High School, you chose for your team choice category, vocabulary. Your vocabulary question, name the adjective meaning restlessly impatient.
Restive.
Restive is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Lifeway Christian. And Bentonville High School, you chose for your team choice category, U.S. history. So your U.S. history question. The 1924 National Origins Act intentionally favored immigrants from what region of the world?
Western.
No. Lifeway Christian for the steal.
Europe.
No. And Siloam Springs High School for the steal.
Southern Europe.
No. All good guesses. We were specifically looking for Northwestern Europe. And Bentonville High School. I'm sorry, and the toss-up category, question number 10. So all teams, buzzers ready, please. You'll all have one chance to buzz in to try to answer this team toss-up question, taken from the short story literature category. From the short story, The Harness by John Steinbeck, what does Peter Randall say he won't, why does Peter Randall say he won't eat cake? Bentonville High School.
It reminds him of his wife.
That is correct for 4 points. All right, that concludes the first half. We'll take a quick intermission break and welcome the second half players for Bentonville, Lifeway Christian, and Siloam Springs.
Things are changing in kitchens everywhere.
Tony's Sasheries.
People are replacing salt and pepper on everything they eat.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, no more salt and pepper.
Tony's Sasheries.
Tony's Sasheries, famous Creole seasoning, brings out the flavor in all your favorite foods.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, so put a little Creole in your kitchen. Tony's Sasheries makes everything taste great.
All right.
Everybody knows how good Louisiana food is. For us, it's a way of life. We call it Creole. Creole is the melting pot of cultures, music, and great food. Salt and pepper? No way. On whatever you cook or whatever you eat, use Tony's Sasheries Creole seasoning. Trust me, I know Creole. And this is the real deal.
Oh, yeah. Tony's Sasheries.
Makes everything taste great.
Where do you go when you want a bundle that includes DirecTV and high-speed internet? You want it packaged together and you want a $500 savings. There's only one answer for Cardinal fans, PG Telco. That's right, don't miss any of your favorite TV shows with DirecTV and catch your favorite Cardinal sports with a high-speed internet connection from PG Telco. And if you call right now, you save $500. Don't care who you are, that's a win-win situation. Call 267-7200. That's 267-7200 for an entertainment bundle that saves you bundles of cash. It's PG Telco, a proud sponsor of Farmington Cardinal Athletics.
Sometimes the things we want to do aren't quite the things we end up doing. But with Tyson grilled and ready chicken breast fillets, you can make eating right a promise to yourself you actually keep. No preservatives, 98% fat-free, and fully cooked. So you'll be eating right in no time, just like you intended. Tyson grilled and ready chicken.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting all of you in Farmington to come see us at Everett Chevrolet in Springdale. Make the short drive and shop Northwest Arkansas's best selection of new Chevys, like the sporty Chevy Camaro, the rugged Silverado, and the family-friendly Tahoe, completely redesigned for 2015. Experience a better way to buy your new Chevy at Everett Chevrolet in Springdale. Family-owned, customer-friendly, a proud supporter of the Farmington Cardinals. Go Cards!
If you would like to advertise during this broadcast, please contact our athletic director, Brad Blue,
at 479-266-1806.
Go Cards!
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mom. Starving. Chips.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, we're starving. What else do we got here?
Crackers. Go.
Oh, I'm starving. Oh, yeah, cookies.
And the constant snacking with Tyson Anytizer's boneless buffalo bites.
Yeah.
Made with all white meat, they're the warm, protein-packed way to hold them over until dinner time.
These are awesome.
Also available in these delicious varieties.
Thanks, Mom.
Farmington Stampede is a proud supporter of Farmington schools and the Farmington community. We look forward to everyone joining the next Stampede.
Go Cards!
Radio listening audience, we're live at the Farmington High School Performing Arts Center performing game number 10, the first of the semifinals matches between Siloam Springs High School, Lifeway Christian High School, and Bentonville High School. Our first half score was currently in third place. Siloam Springs High School has 4 points. The second place team currently is Bentonville High School with 21 points. And currently in first place is Lifeway Christian High School with 22 points. We have changed players since the first half, so let's again meet the players and have them introduce their coaches. Starting with the blue table, Siloam Springs High School. Please introduce your second half players and your coaches.
Hello, we are Siloam Springs High School, and from the audiences left to right, we have Brooke Hutto, myself, Avery Lang, Alex Tejas, Jacob Ritz, and Braxton Minsel. We are coached by Megan Dennison and Katie Pendergraft.
Thank you, Siloam Springs High School. In the middle, the yellow table, representing Lifeway Christian High School. Please introduce your second half players and your coaches.
Hello, from the audience's left to right, we have Eli Arnold, Leah Sherbert, Adrian Gray, I'm Dalton Gray, and this is Michael Nichols, and we're coached by Mrs. Campbell.
All right. Thank you, Lifeway Christian High School. And on the far table, the red table, Bentonville High School. Please introduce your second half players and your coaches.
Hi, we're Bentonville High School, and from the audiences left to right, we have Max, Tanvi, myself, Amirtha, Vanshika, and Mohan. And our coaches are the magnanimous Mr. McElroy and the pertinent Mr. Payne.
Thank you, Bentonville High School. Now we will start the second half of game play with 7 new subject area questions, all coming mainly from the math and sciences. But first, we're going to start with the sports events category, taken from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette newspaper from the week of Monday, February the 5th through Friday, February the 9th. Starting with Siloam Springs, your sports question. What NBA basketball team is being fined $50,000 for violating the NBA's tampering rule, again, making it the third such time in less than 12 months?
Cavaliers.
No.
Warriors.
No.
Mavericks.
No. Called time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
The Lakers.
The Los Angeles Lakers for 1 point, Bentonville. Moving on to Lifeway Christian High School, your sports question. Who is the San Francisco 49er who recently signed a 5-year deal which is worth up to $137.5 million, making it the richest deal in NFL history? Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
Garoppolo.
That is correct. Jimmy Garoppolo for 1 point steal, awarded to Bentonville. And Bentonville High School, your sports question. The U.S. women's national soccer team will play Mexico in April as both teams prepare for the World Cup qualifying later this year. The previous match was a 1-0 U.S. victory in the 2016 Olympics qualifying match. In what U.S. city will these two teams meet later this year in April?
Atlanta.
No.
Los Angeles.
No.
Chicago.
No.
Dallas.
No. Call time. And Siloam Springs High School for the steal.
Kansas City.
No. And Lifeway Christian High School for the steal.
Miami.
No, all good guesses. We were looking for Houston, Texas. Now moving into game question 11, taken from the chemistry category. Siloam Springs High School, your chemistry question. Why can't the rate law for a reaction generally be deduced from the balanced equation for the reaction?
The concentrations are unknown.
No. Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
The reaction order is unknown.
No. And Lifeway Christian for the steal.
The reaction enthalpy is unknown.
No, all good guesses. We were looking for the rate law depends not on the overall reaction, but on the slowest step in the mechanism. Moving on to Lifeway Christian High School. Your chemistry question. Why don't the oil droplets emulsified by sodium stearate coagulate to form larger oil droplets?
Because they are caught inside of the smaller sodium superphate.
No.
It forms a colloid.
Say that answer again.
It forms a colloid.
No. Bentonville High School for the steal.
They're attracted due to intermolecular forces.
No. We'll call time. The reason that they don't coagulate to form larger oil droplets is because the smaller droplets carry negative charges, thus they repel one another. Now moving on to Bentonville High School, your chemistry question. The osmotic pressure of 0.010 moles aqueous solution of calcium chloride is found to be 0.674 atm at 25 degrees Celsius with a Van't Hoff factor of 2.76. Why would you expect the value of the Van't Hoff factor to be smaller as the solution becomes more concentrated?
the solubility increases as the temperature increases?
No.
The solubility increases as the frequency increases?
No. Call time. All right. The answer we were looking for is the more concentrated the solution, the greater the iron pairing. Tough category. Moving on to game question 12, art history. Siloam Springs High School, your art history question. In Renee Magritte's painting, Time Transfixed, there is a fireplace with a clock on the mantle. What is coming out through the fireplace?
A man?
No.
A demon?
No. Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
A train.
A train for 1 point awarded to Bentonville High School. Lifeway Christian High School, your art history question. In Frida Kahlo's painting Diego y Yoy, her husband's face is painted on her forehead to indicate she was thinking of him. What is on her husband's face that is symbolic of the master artist's ability to perceive far more in life than other people? Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
He has a third eye on his forehead.
That is correct for 1 point. Bentonville High School. And Bentonville High School, your art history question. At the Sigograph 90 exhibition in Dallas, Richard W. Mayle presented a digital image based on a reproduction of Botticelli's The Birth of Venus. But instead of Venus, he substituted a digitally integrated image of what celebrity?
Marilyn Monroe.
No.
Jennifer Aniston.
No. Call time. Lifeway Christian for the steal.
Michael Vick.
No. All right, we'll call time. We were looking for the celebrity image of Elvis Presley. All right, moving into game question 13. Which comes from the mathematics category. All questions are written in from the trigonometry subject. Each team has a set of colored envelopes on their paper. We'll start with Siloam Springs. If all teams would grab the blue envelope and pass out the pieces of paper, you'll have 60 seconds to answer this question. Given a right triangle with angles measuring 30 degrees and 60 degrees, and with a hypotenuse measuring 10 feet, what is the length of the side opposite the 60-degree angle? Give your answer to the nearest tenth.
.7 feet.
That is correct for 4 points, awarded to Siloam Springs High School. Now we'll move on to Lifeway Christian. Each team will pass out the yellow envelopes to all team members, and you will have 60 seconds to answer this trigonometric question. Given a right triangle with angles measuring 30 degrees and 60 degrees, and with the side across from the 60-degree angle measuring 5.2 inches, what is the length of the shortest side? Give your answer to the nearest tenth. No.
.2.
No. That's time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
3.0 inches.
That is correct. 3.0 inches. 1 point awarded to Bentonville High School. Moving on to Bentonville High School, your mathematics question. If you'll pass out to the red envelope to all team members, and you'll have 60 seconds to answer this math question. Given a right triangle with angles measuring 30 degrees and 60 degrees, and a shortest side measuring 2 meters, what is the length of the hypotenuse? Give your answer to the nearest tenth.
4.0 meters.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville High School. Now moving into game question 14 from the biology category, starting with Siloam Springs High School. Your biology question. Name the clade of jawed vertebrates whose members are characterized by an ossified endoskeleton and lungs or lung derivatives.
Isopod?
No. Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
Paraphyletic.
That's not what I have. And Lifeway Christian for the steal.
Vertebrae.
No, good guesses. What we're looking for is Osteichthyens. All right, moving on to Lifeway Christian High School, your biology question. Name the hair-like appendages used by some prokaryotes to stick to their substrate or to one another.
Flagellate.
No.
Cilia.
No.
Amoeba.
No. I'll call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
Flagellum.
No. I'll call time. We're looking for Fimbria. All right, moving on to Bentonville High School. Your biology question. Name the term for the clade of vascular plants that includes club mosses and their relatives.
Fungi.
No.
Ferns.
No.
Algae.
No. Call time. Lifeway High School for the steal.
Green algae.
No. And Siloam Springs High School for the steal.
Lichen?
No. Good guess. We're looking for lycophytes. Now moving into game question 15, taken from the physics category. Siloam Springs High School, you get the first physics question. When calculating the value of an angle by taking the arsenine of a quantity, you must make sure the quantity is positive, and what else? I call time. We have Lifeway Christian for the steal.
Real.
No. And Bentonville High School for the steal.
Between -90 and 90 degrees.
No. Good guesses. The quantity must be no greater than 1. Moving on to Lifeway Christian High School, your physics question. What is dispersion?
The separating of light.
That is correct for 4 points. Bentonville High School, your physics question. In problems for which resultant forces are asked, why can the solution be made easier by drawing a sketch of the situation?
Because it's easier for a visual.
No.
You can see the x and y direction of the vectors.
Yes, for 3 points. Nicely done, Bentonville High School. All right, moving into game question 16, taken from the world history category, starting with Siloam Springs High School. Your world history question. In 632, when Muhammad passed away, who was named the caliph?
Muhammad II.
No. We'll call time. Lifeway Christian High School for the steal.
Ali.
No. And Bentonville High School for the steal.
Akbar?
Can you say that again?
Akbar?
No, we were looking for Baker or Abu Bakr. Nice guesses for all teams. Moving on to Lifeway Christian High School. Your world history question. The Roman historian Levi wrote of a simple farmer who was chosen as a temporary ruler to save Rome from an attack. What was the name of the farmer?
Farmius.
No. Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
Octavian.
No. We'll call time. We were looking for Cincinnatus. And Bentonville High School, your world history question. Zoroastrians were monotheistic. To Zoroaster, who was the wise Lord or supreme God who created all things?
Zora.
Say it again.
Zora.
No. Call time. All right, nobody's stealing in. That we were looking for Morazda. All right, so now we're moving into game questions 17 and 18, which are team choice and team toss-up questions. Each team has selected a different second half subject question during a pregame meeting with the captains. When it is their turn, each team can only provide one answer to the question. A correct answer will earn that team 4 points. Should the answer be wrong, the other two teams may try to buzz in and steal for 2 points. So, the first half for team choice, we have Siloam Springs. Y'all chose from chemistry. Your chemistry team choice question. What is the definition of K subscript A? Call time. Bentonville High School for the steal.
Acid dissociation constant?
No. We'll call time. The definition of K subscript A is the equilibrium constant for the reaction of any acid, neutral, or ionic with water to form hydronium ion and the conjugate base of the acid. Okay, moving on to Lifeway Christian. You chose for your team choice category physics. Your physics question. What is the formula used to describe the bright fringes in the double slit experiment?
The formula of refraction.
No. Nobody buzzed in? Oh, I'm sorry. Bentonville High School for the steal?
1 ± m times the wavelength.
No. Call time then. The formula we're looking for is D times sine beta equals ± m times theta, or lambda. Sorry, lambda. Okay. Moving into Bentonville. You chose math for your team choice toss-up question. Will all team members pass out the white envelopes to each member? You have 60 seconds to identify and answer this math question. Given a right triangle with two angles measuring 45 degrees and a hypotenuse measuring 8 feet, what is the length of the shortest side? Give your answer to the nearest tenth.
.7 feet.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville. All right, and your last question for the semifinal match 1, game number 10, is the toss-up category, which is chosen by me, the moderator. It will become, the question comes from the art history category. So if all teams will get the buzzers ready in hand, You all get one chance. Each team gets one chance to buzz in to try to steal your art history toss-up question. Renzo Piano and Richard Rogers designed the Georges Pompidou National Center of Art and Culture in Paris, which features what 5-story form of transportation on the exterior? Bentonville High School.
Escalators?
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville High School. All right, so that's the final question of the semifinals. Currently in third place, we have Siloam Springs with 8 points. In second place, we have Lifeway Christian High School with 26 points. And in first place, with 41 points, is Bentonville High School. Congratulations to all 3 teams participating in today's first semifinals match. Remember, audience, that we will have the winner from this match move on to the championship game, which will come in about a couple hours. Those teams will be competing for the first place trophy in the championship to be held later today. Thanks for listening. We'll take a quick break while we substitute teams for semifinal match number 2.
Things are changing in kitchens everywhere.
Tony's Sasheries.
People are replacing salt and pepper on everything they eat.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, no more salt and pepper.
Tony's Sasheries.
Tony's Sasheries, famous Creole seasoning, brings out the flavor in all your favorite foods.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, so put a little Creole in your kitchen. Tony's Sasheries makes everything taste great.
All right.
Everybody knows how good Louisiana food is. For us, it's a way of life. We call it Creole. Creole is the melting pot of cultures, music, and great food. Salt and pepper? No way. On whatever you cook or whatever you eat, use Tony's Sasheries Creole seasoning. Trust me, I know Creole. And this is the real deal.
Oh yeah, Tony's Sasheries.
Makes everything taste great.
Where do you go when you want a bundle that includes DirecTV and high-speed internet? You want it packaged together and you want a $500 savings. There's only one answer for Cardinal fans, PG Telco. That's right, don't miss any of your favorite TV shows with DirecTV and catch your favorite Cardinal sports with a high-speed internet connection from PG Telco. And if you call right now, you save $500. Don't care who you are, that's a win-win situation. Call 267-7200. That's 267-7200 for an entertainment bundle that saves you bundles of cash. It's PG Telco, a proud sponsor of Farmington Cardinal Athletics.
Sometimes the things we want to do aren't quite the things we end up doing. But with Tyson grilled and ready chicken breast fillets, you can make eating right a promise to yourself you actually keep. No preservatives, 98% fat-free, and fully cooked. So you'll be eating right in no time, just like you intended. Tyson grilled and ready chicken.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting all of you in Farmington to come see us at Everett Chevrolet in Springdale. Make the short drive and shop Northwest Arkansas's best selection of new Chevys, like the sporty Chevy Camaro, the rugged Silverado, and the family-friendly Tahoe, completely redesigned for 2015. Experience a better way to buy your new Chevy at Everett Chevrolet in Springdale. Family-owned, customer-friendly, a proud supporter of the Farmington Cardinals. Go Cards!
If you would like to advertise during this broadcast, please contact our athletic director, Brad Blue,
at 479-266-1806.
Go Cards!
Hey guys.
Hey Mom. Starving. Chips. Hey.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, we're starving. What else do we got here?
Crackers. Go.
Oh, I'm starving. Oh, yeah, cookies.
And the constant snacking with Tyson Anytizers Boneless Buffalo Bites.
Yeah.
Made with all-white meat, they're the warm, protein-packed way to hold them over until dinner time.
These are awesome.
Also available in these delicious varieties.
Thanks, Mom.
Farmington Stampede is a proud supporter of Farmington schools and the Farmington community. We look forward to everyone joining the next Stampede.
Go Cards!
Things are changing in kitchens everywhere.
Tony's Sasheries.
People are replacing salt and pepper on everything they eat.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, no more salt and pepper.
Tony's Sasheries.
Tony's Sasheries, famous Creole seasoning, brings out the flavor in all your favorite foods.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, so put a little Creole in your kitchen. Tony's Sasheries makes everything taste great.
All right.
Everybody knows how good Louisiana food is. For us, it's a way of life. We call it Creole. Creole is the melting pot of cultures, music, and great food. Salt and pepper? No way. On whatever you cook or whatever you eat, use Tony's Sasheries Creole seasoning. Trust me, I know Creole. And this is the real deal.
Oh, yeah. Tony's Sasheries.
Makes everything taste great.
Where do you go when you want a bundle that includes DirecTV and high-speed internet? You want it packaged together and you want a $500 savings. There's only one answer for Cardinal fans, PG Telco. That's right, don't miss any of your favorite TV shows with DirecTV and catch your favorite Cardinal sports with a high-speed internet connection from PG Telco. And if you call right now, you save $500. Don't care who you are, that's a win-win situation. Call 267-7200. That's 267-7200 for an entertainment bundle that saves you bundles of cash. It's PG Telco, a proud sponsor of Farmington Cardinal Athletics.
Sometimes the things we want to do aren't quite.
We're good whenever. And just remember, teams, the mics are real hot, so if you need to talk, cover the mic and turn your heads, so that way it's not live on the radio. Oh, can we have a buzzer operator, maybe from Bentonville? Would you care? Do y'all hear an echo on stage? Do you hear an echo coming from me? Are y'all, you do? Okay, I'll try to talk slower and enunciate clearer. Welcome back to the second semifinal game to determine which team moves on to the championship round. I want to thank the listening KURM radio audience for tuning in on 100.3 FM KURM station for the 11th game in the ACE competition match. Here's a brief summary about ACE. Each team has played 3 preliminary games during the season, and then those scores have determined which 7 teams have advanced to the postseason championship. We are now in the semifinal match, so these teams before us, Bentonville West, Gravette High School, and Prairie Grove High School, have made it to the semifinals. I am Dustin Seaton, the GT specialist at the Northwest Arkansas Co-op here in Farmington. The additional game administrator and judge is Casey Neal, the science specialist at the Northwest Arkansas Game Co-op here in Farmington. And the buzz system operator is Mr. Payne from Bentonville High School. Now, before we start reading game questions, we have 3 teams on stage competing in game number 11, the second semifinal game. Let's have them introduce themselves, starting with the blue team from Bentonville West. Please introduce your first half players and your coach.
We are Bentonville West High School. We have Mitchell Moon, Dawson Gladden, Jillian Bruger, Rachna Peruchuri, and Montesvico Turi, and our coach is Tom Hogsworth.
All right, Bentonville West, welcome. In the middle, the yellow table comes from Gravette High School. Please introduce your first half players and your coaches.
Hello, we are Gravette High School. From the audiences left to right, we have Mason Puryear, Amy Whiteside, myself, Harrison Brown, Kay Jarvis, and Hannah Clippert. We are coached by General Schaefer and Captain Basson.
Congratulations, Gravette High School. And in the red table, Prairie Grove High School. Please introduce your first half players and your coaches.
Good morning. We are Prairie Grove High School. From the audiences left to right, we have Morgan Gaines, Tia Sizemore, myself, Carter McKenzie, Griffin Roden, and Ellen Nations. We are coached by Donna Mitchell and Jamie Montgomery.
Congratulations, Prairie Grove High School. For the benefit of the people unfamiliar with the ACE game, I will briefly review its structure. There are 2 halves to be played, each half focusing on 7 different academic subject categories. In general, the first half subjects are primarily those from language arts questions, and the second half subjects are mainly those from math and science, with some variations too. For most questions, awarding of the points for each question falls in a range from 4 to 0 points. Exact points received by each team will be announced as the game is played. For most of the questions, teams have 15 seconds to answer an individual team question before the other teams can try to buzz in and steal for 1 point. Now, there are more nuances to the game, so hopefully those present in the audience and the listening radio viewership will figure it out as the game match progresses. The team scores will be officially announced 3 times during the match: at the halftime break, after the second half team choice questions have been completed, which is just before game question 18, and at the conclusion of the game. With that said, let's start with game question 1, which comes from the current events newspaper taken from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette from Monday, February the 5th through Friday, February the 9th. Bentonville West High School, your current events question. What Canadian rap star, while in Miami to shoot his new music video, God's Plan, made a surprise visit to Miami Senior High School, donated $25,000 to them, and promised to send uniforms designed by his clothing label? He also gave $50,000 to a homeless shelter where he gave each of the 130 women there a $150 Target gift card. Drake is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville West. Gravette High School, your current events question. Who is the Turkish president who recently visited Pope Francis at the Vatican, making him the first Turkish president to do so in nearly 6 decades?
Turk.
No? Call time. Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
All Bard.
No? We'll call time. We're looking for President Recep Erdogan. Now moving on to Prairie Grove High School. Your current events question. Who is the Japanese Prime Minister who recently met with Vice President Mike Pence in Tokyo? After the talk with this Japanese leader, Vice President Pence said the U.S. would soon announce the toughest and most aggressive rounds of economic sanctions against South Korea. Probably North Korea.
Moon.
No?
Lee.
No? Call time. Bentonville West High School for the steal.
Shinzo Abe.
That is correct for 1 point. Shinzo Abe. Now moving into game question 2, taken from the World Geography and Culture category. Bentonville West, your geography and culture question. What is the principal folk house type associated with the Middle Atlantic folk housing hearth?
Colonial?
No.
Mid-Atlantic?
No. Call time. No team buzzed in for the steal, so we'll call time. We were looking for the I house. Moving on to Gravette High School, your world geography and culture question. The use of Earth's resources in a way that ensures their availability for the future is called what?
Sustainability.
That is correct for 4 points. Prairie Grove High School, your world geography and culture question. The international date line has an eastward extension around which Pacific nation?
Marshall Islands?
No.
Hawaii?
No. Call time. Moving on to Bentonville West High School for the steal.
Kiribati?
Kiribati is correct for 1 point. Moving into game question 3, taken from the American history category. Bentonville West, your American history question. Although President Truman's veto of the Internal Security Act, Congress overrode his veto in hopes of revealing communist infiltration in the United States. By what other name is the Internal Security Act known?
McCarthyism?
No.
The Red Scare?
No. Call time. Gravette High School for the steal.
The Homeland Security Act?
No. We'll call time. We're looking for the McCarran Act, like the McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas. Moving on to Gravette High School. Your American history question. In 1956, President Eisenhower was given credit for congressional passage of legislation which appropriated $25 billion for the largest public works project in American history. What was the title of this landmark legislation?
The Federal Highway Act.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Gravette High School. And Prairie Grove High School, your American history question. Members of Congress had opposed a peacetime draft until 1940 when they passed the Selective Service and Training Act. What had happened in war-torn Europe in June of 1940 to lead them to change their minds?
Germany invaded France.
No?
Germany invaded Poland.
No? Call time. Bentonville West High School for the steal.
The Battle of Britain?
No? Call time. They changed their mind after France surrendered to Germany. Moving on to game question 4. Taken from literature, selected short stories. Bentonville West, your selected short story comes from The Lost Phoebe by Theodore Dreiser. What would old Henry turn 3 times and throw his cane on the ground? Why would old Henry turn 3 times and throw his cane on the ground?
Because his wife died.
No?
His wife moved his clothes.
No? Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
It would show him which way to go to find his wife.
That is correct for 1 point, to determine the direction to find his wife. Moving on to Gravette High School, your selected short story comes from The Harness by John Steinbeck. For 20 years, what did Peter pretend to be that hid his natural state of being?
Pretended to be a businessman in San Francisco?
No?
Pretended to be a farmer?
No? Call time. Bentonville West High School for the steal.
He pretended to be his son's friend instead of his father.
No? Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
He pretended to be a woman.
No? We were looking for he was pretending to be a good man or a smart, wise man. for 20 years. Prairie Grove High School, your selected short story comes from The Rumor by Erskine Caldwell. Ultimately, what really was the reason Jenny Russell had gone to Florida with Sam Bishop?
Because she hated her home.
No.
Because she was in love with Sam Bishop.
No.
She wanted to marry Sam Bishop.
No. Gravette High School for the steal.
To invest in new hotel property?
Yes, for 1 point. Nicely done, Gravette High School. Moving on to game question 5, taken from American Government category. Bentonville West, your American Government question. Identify the first U.S. state to levy a sales tax in the United States in 1932.
Massachusetts.
No.
Ohio.
No.
Connecticut.
No.
Florida.
No. Call time. Gravette High School for the steal.
New York.
No. And Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
Vermont.
No, we're looking to our neighbor to the east. Mississippi was the first state to levy a sales tax. Moving on to Gravette High School, your American Government question. Some state constitutions have proved to be more stable than others, with a number of states having multiple state constitutions in their state's history. What U.S. state holds the record with 11 state constitutions?
Texas.
No.
Massachusetts.
No.
Vermont.
No.
Virginia.
No. Call time. Bentonville West High School for the steal.
Tennessee.
No. Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
New Mexico.
No, we're looking for our neighbor to the south. Louisiana has had 11 state constitutions. Prairie Grove High School, your American Government question. Identify the U.S. state to first create juvenile courts on the principle of the state as parent in 1899, where the court protects both public safety and the needs of the juveniles accused of crimes.
Illinois.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Prairie Grove High School. Moving on to game question 6, taken from Shakespeare. Bentonville West High School, your question, Shakespeare question, comes from Merchant of Venice. What complaint does Lancelot make regarding the conversion of the Jews?
He complains that there won't be enough bacon.
Yes, for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville West High School. Gravette High School, your Shakespeare question comes from King Henry V. What does the Dauphin wish to convey with his gift to King Henry?
That there will be war.
No.
That there will be peace.
No. Call time. Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
He doesn't respect him.
Yes, for 1 point. Nicely done, Prairie Grove High School. And Prairie Grove High School, your Shakespeare question comes from King Lear. Why is Edmund jealous of Edgar?
Because their father doesn't love him, because Edmund's the illegitimate son.
Say that last answer again.
Because Edmund isn't the legitimate son, and their father likes Edgar more.
No. Bentonville West High School.
Since he's an illegitimate son, he doesn't have any claims to his father's inheritance.
That is correct for 1 point. We needed that part. Moving on to game question 7, the vocabulary category. Bentonville West, your vocabulary question. Name the adjective meaning to sorted.
Separate.
No. No. Call time. Prairie Grove High School.
See me.
See me is correct for 1 point, awarded to Prairie Grove. Gravette High School, your vocabulary question. Name the verb meaning to pretend. Called time. Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
Sham.
Sham is correct for 1 point. Nicely done, Prairie Grove High School. And Prairie Grove High School, your vocabulary question. Name the noun meaning bully.
Ruffian.
Ruffian is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Prairie Grove High School. Before we move into game question 8 and 9, each team has selected a different first half subject category question during a pregame meeting with the captains. When it is their turn, each team can only provide one answer to the question. That correct answer would earn that team 4 points. Should the answer be incorrect, the other two teams may buzz in to steal for 2 points. So in the pregame meeting with the captains, Bentonville West, for the team choice category, you chose geography. So again, you have one chance to answer. Your geography question. In 1922, a legal agreement allocated water from which river to California, Arizona, and Nevada?
Colorado River.
The Colorado River is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville West. Gravette High School, you chose short story literature category. Your short story is taken from the short story Death in the Woods by Sherwood Anderson. When was the only time the old farmer woman would speak?
When she would ask for meat from the butcher?
No.
When she would go into town?
You get one guess. Sorry. Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
When she went to town.
No. Called time. She would only speak when she was alone. All right, Prairie Grove High School, your team choice category, you chose vocabulary. Your vocabulary question. Name the adjective meaning able to pay all debts.
Solicitous.
No. Bentonville West High School.
Reimburse.
No. And Gravette High School for the steal.
Sufficient?
No. All good guesses. We were looking for solvent. Solvent. All right, now we're moving into the last question of the first half, which is a toss-up question, so all teams get your buzzers ready. The category is chosen by me, the moderator, and we're going to choose one from American government. Buzzers ready. All but one of the 50 state legislators are bicameral. Gravette High School.
Nebraska.
Nebraska is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Gravette High School. So that concludes the first half, where currently we have in third place Prairie Grove High School with 12 points. In second place, Gravette High School with 13 points. And currently in first place, Bentonville West High School with 15 points. We're going to take a quick intermission break to swap out players for our second half team. We'll be back in a few short minutes.
If you would like to advertise during this broadcast, please contact our athletic director, Brad Blue,
at 479-266-1806.
Go Cards!
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mom. Starving. Chips. Hey.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, we're starving. What else do we got here?
Crackers. Yo.
Oh, I'm starving.
Oh, yeah, cookies.
And the constant snacking with Tyson Anytizer's boneless buffalo bites.
Yeah.
Made with all white meat, they're the warm, protein-packed way to hold them over until dinner time.
These are awesome.
Also available in these delicious varieties.
Thanks, Mom.
Farmington Stampede is a proud supporter of Farmington schools and the Farmington community. We look forward to everyone joining the next Stampede.
Go Cards!
Things are changing in kitchens everywhere.
Tony's Sasheries.
People are replacing salt and pepper on everything they eat.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, no more salt and pepper.
Tony's Sasheries.
Tony's Sasheries, famous Creole seasoning, brings out the flavor in all your favorite foods.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, so put a little Creole in your kitchen. Tony's Sasheries makes everything taste great.
Everybody knows how good Louisiana food is. For us, it's a way of life. We call it Creole. Creole is the melting pot of cultures, music, and great food. Salt and pepper, No way. On whatever you cook or whatever you eat, use Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Trust me, I know Creole. And this is the real deal.
Oh, yeah. Tony Chachere's.
Makes everything taste great.
Where do you go when you want a bundle that includes DirecTV and high-speed internet? You want it packaged together and you want a $500 savings. There's only one answer for Cardinal fans, PG Telco. That's right, don't miss any of your favorite TV shows with DirecTV and catch your favorite Cardinal sports with a high-speed internet connection from PG Telco. And if you call right now, you save $500. Don't care who you are, that's a win-win situation. Call 267-7200. That's 267-7200 for an entertainment bundle that saves you bundles of cash. It's PG Telco, a proud sponsor of Farmington Cardinal Athletics.
Sometimes the things we want to do aren't quite the things we end up doing. But with Tyson grilled and ready chicken breast fillets, you can make eating right a promise to yourself you actually keep. No preservatives, 98% fat-free, and fully cooked. So you'll be eating right in no time, just like you intended. Tyson grilled and ready chicken.
Performing Arts Center, where we're underway with the second semifinals in the Game 11 match between Bentonville West High School, Gravette High School, and Prairie Grove High School. At the end of the first half, the score was Prairie Grove currently is in third place with 12 points. Gravette High School is currently in second place with 13 points. And currently in first place, Bentonville West High School has 15 points. So it's a really close match going into the second half. We've changed players since the first half, so let's again meet the players and have them introduce themselves and their coaches. Starting with the blue table, Bentonville West High School, introduce your second half players and your coach.
We are Bentonville West High School. From the audience's left to right, we have Omar, myself, George, Vanessa, Kelsey, and Shorna, and we are coached by Mr. Tom Hollingsworth.
Thank you, Bentonville West High School. In the middle, the yellow table, Gravette High School, would you introduce your second half players and your coaches again?
Good morning. We're Gravette High School, and from the audience's left to right, we have Alyssa Allen, Jared Ross, myself, Sydney King, Daniel Huntsman, and Hayden Harris, and we're coached by Captain Bassing and General Schaefer.
Thank you, Gravette High School. And in the red table, Prairie Grove High School, would you please introduce your second half players and your coaches?
We are Prairie Grove High School, and from the audience's left to right, we have Noah Akey, Tia Sizemore, Carter McKenzie, myself, Riley Masters, and Jordan Summers, and we are coached by Jamie Montgomery and Donna Mitchell.
Thank you, Prairie Grove High School. Now we'll start the second half of the game with 7 new subject area questions, mainly coming from the math and science categories. But first, we'll start game question 10, the sports category, which were taken from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette newspapers from Monday, February the 5th through Friday, February the 9th. Starting with Bentonville West High School, your sports question. Who is the Arkansas Razorback baseball pitcher from Bryant, Arkansas, who was drafted in the 29th round by the Texas Rangers, even though he had already let it be known that he would be returning for another year with the Hogs?
Smith.
No.
Johnson.
No.
Carter.
No.
White.
No. Called time. We have, I can't see. Gravette High School for the steal.
Collins.
No. And Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
Blaine Knight.
That is correct for 1 point. Gravette High School, your sports question. Who is the German skier who beat defending Olympic champion Kamil Stoch of Poland in qualifying rounds to advance to the finals in the men's normal hill ski jump event?
Shamar.
No. Call time. Bentonville West High School for the steal.
Adolph.
No. And Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
Andreas Wellinger.
That is correct for 1 point. Nicely done, Prairie Grove High School. And your sports question goes to Prairie Grove High School. Who is the sophomore guard and leading scorer for UALR's men's basketball team who has been permanently suspended, quote, due to conduct detrimental to the program?
Andre Jones.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Prairie Grove, sweeping that category. Now moving game question 11, the chemistry category. Bentonville West, your chemistry question. Mercury I oxide decomposes into chemical or elemental mercury and elemental oxygen. Write the equilibrium constant expression for this reaction in terms of partial pressures. Call time. Nobody's buzzing in, so we'll call time. The equation is K subscript P equals P subscript O2, or oxygen. Moving on to Gravette High School, your chemistry question. What is the name of this equation? P of H equals P of K subscript A plus log times the quantity base divided by acid, closed quantity.
Henderson-Hasselbalch equation.
That is correct for 4 points. And moving on to Prairie Grove High School, your chemistry question. When will you have the optimal pH buffered by a solution of lactic acid and sodium actate decalhydrate?
When the temperature is boiling point.
No.
When the temperature is melting point.
No.
At standard temperature.
No. Call time. Gravette High School for the steel.
When the temperature is at freezing point.
No. Bentonville West High School for the steel.
When you have the same amount of acid as conjugate base.
No. We were looking for when the pH equals pK subscript A. All right, moving into game question 12, the art history category. Bentonville West, the art history question that you get. Robert Venturi is the architect who actually led the way to the postmodern movement and did so by proclaiming what phrase?
Less is a bore.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville West. Gravette High School, your art history question. What does the artist Red Grooms call his papier-mâché environments? No. Call time. We have, I can't see the buzzer. Is it y'all's? Oh, Bentonville West High School for the steel.
Op art.
No. And for the steel, Prairie Grove High School.
Collages?
No. All good guesses. The term we were looking for is sculpto pictoramas. Moving on to Prairie Grove High School, your art history question. Barbara Kroger, her work, Untitled, shows an image from a children's reading book of Dick and Jane, where Dick is flexing his bicep. What phrase is written across the work of art?
Aren't I strong?
No.
Look at me.
No.
How amazing is this?
No. Called time. Gravette High School for the steel.
We are the winners.
No. And Bentonville West High School for the steel.
I'm strong.
No. All good guesses. The phrase was, we don't need another hero. Moving on to game question 13, taken from the mathematics category. We'll start with Bentonville West. Again, I won't read the answer if there are no correct answers, just so all questions are similar. If you'll pass out the blue envelope, you'll have 60 seconds to answer this math question. Find the least positive coterminal angle to negative 832 degrees.
248 degrees.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville West High School. Moving on to Gravette High School, your mathematics question. If all teams would pass out the pieces of paper in the yellow envelope, you'll have 60 seconds to answer this math question. Find the least positive coterminal angle to negative 23 degrees.
$337.
That is correct. Yes, for 4 points. Moving on to Prairie Grove High School, your mathematics question. If all teams will pass out the pieces of paper in the red envelope, you'll have 60 seconds to answer this math question. Find the least positive coterminal angle to negative 406 degrees.
$314 degrees.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, all teams. Now moving into game question 14, taken from the biology category. Bentonville West, you get the first question in the biology category. Name the term for the lineage of jawed vertebrates whose members have a skeleton composed predominantly of cartilage.
Rayfin fishes?
No.
Gnathostomes?
No.
Lobefin fishes?
No.
Cyclostomes?
No. Prairie Grove High School for the steel?
Skates.
No. And Gravette High School for the steel?
Sharks.
No. We were looking for chondrichithians, or chythines. Moving on to Gravette High School, your biology question. Give the informal name for non-vascular plants or plants that lack an extensive transport system.
Moss.
No.
Lichens.
No.
Bromans.
No. Call time. Bentonville West for the steel.
Ferns?
No. Called time. We're looking for bryophytes. And Prairie Grove High School, your biology question. Name the clade of stramoniophiles that consist of unicellular algae that have a unique glass-like wall made of silicon dioxide embedded in an organic matrix.
Cnidarians?
No.
Glass algae.
No. Called time. We have Bentonville West for the steel.
Diatoms?
That is correct for a 1 point steal. Nicely done, Bentonville West. Now moving into game question 15, which comes from the physics category. Bentonville West, your physics question. Define the harmonic series.
It's the set of frequencies at which something vibrates at.
Yes, for 4 points. Nicely done, Bentonville West. Gravette High School, your physics question. How can light that causes glare be filtered out by a polarizing substance?
If it meets the opposite of index of light?
No. Call time. Bentonville West for the steel.
The polarizing substance gives it a higher resolution.
No. Prairie Grove High School.
The polarizing substance.
Answer?
Stall.
So, okay. We were looking for the polarizing substance whose transmission axis is oriented vertically. We can filter out with a polarizing substance that way. All right, moving on to Prairie Grove High School, your physics question. What is path difference?
The angle of the path of reflection.
No. Bentonville West High School for the steal.
The difference in distance traveled by 2 waves.
Yes, for 1 point. Nicely done, Bentonville West High School. Moving on to game question 16, taken from the world history category. Bentonville West, your world history question. The Koreans drove the Chinese out of the Korean peninsula in 200 AD, and 3 separate kingdoms emerged. The kingdom in the southwest was called the Paeokishi, and the kingdom in the north was called Koguro. What was the name of the kingdom in the southeast?
Manchuria.
No.
Seoul.
No.
The Southern Korean tribe.
No. Call time. We have Gravette High School for the steal.
Han.
No. And Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
Sui.
Say it again.
Sui.
No, we were looking for Sila. Moving on to Gravette High School, your world history question. What is the name of the pastoral horse-riding people who swept out of the Gobi in the early 13th century to seize control over much of the known world?
The Mongols.
That is correct for 4 points. And Prairie Grove High School, your world history question. What is the name of the group of philosophers that believed that a strong ruler was required to create an orderly society?
Legalists.
That is correct for 4 points. Now, before we start questions 17 and 18, the team choice and team toss-up questions, each team has selected a different second half subject category question during a pregame meeting with the captains. When it is their turn, each team can only provide one answer to the question. A correct answer will earn that team 4 points. Should the answer be incorrect, the other 2 teams can buzz in to steal for 2 points. So in the pregame meeting with the captains, the blue table, Bentonville West, you chose biology. So again, one option chance to buzz in or to answer. Your biology question. Name the term for mutually beneficial relationships between Hastoria, having fungi, and plant roots.
Hyphae?
No. Gravette High School for the steal. Answer?
Indo-immiscible.
No. Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
Symbiosis.
No, all good guesses. We were looking for mycorrhizae. Moving on to the yellow table, Gravette High School. You chose for your team choice category, world history. Your world history question. In the burial mound of the first Qin emperor, 6,000 terracotta warriors were discovered. When the soldiers were being created to achieve individuality in their faces, how many different head shapes were used?
8.
No. Bentonville West for the steal.
40.
No. Prairie Grove High School for the steal.
1,000.
No, all good guesses. There were actually 10 different head shapes. Moving on to the red table, Prairie Grove High School, you chose for your team choice category, mathematics. So all teams will get the white envelopes and pass out the pieces of paper to the team. Members, you have 60 seconds to answer this math question. Find the greatest negative coterminal angle to 618 degrees.
Negative 102 degrees.
That is correct for 4 points. Nicely done, Prairie Grove High School. And the last question, question 18, is a toss-up. So all team members, buzzers in hand. The category was chosen by me, the moderator, and we are taking it from art history. Buzzers ready. Georgia O'Keeffe mailed charcoal drawings to a friend and Prairie Grove High School. Answer?
Daniel Johnson.
No. And go ahead and clear. And Gravette High School.
Alfred Stieglitz.
Steiglitz is correct for 4 points. Whoa, okay. So we have a final score now of currently tied for second place. Bentonville West High School has 29 points, and Gravette High School has 29 points. And as of now, Prairie Grove High School is moving on with 30 points, unless there are challenges from the coaches. Congratulations to all three teams for making it this far in the championship semifinal match. We'll take a quick break to see if there are challenges from any coaches before we rejoin in a few minutes to have the championship match here at Farmington High School Performing Arts Center. Thanks for listening, and goodbye for now.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting all of you in Farmington to come see us at Everett Chevrolet in Springdale. Make the short drive and shop Northwest Arkansas's best selection of new Chevys, like the sporty Chevy Camaro, the rugged Silverado, and the family-friendly Tahoe, completely redesigned for 2015. Experience a better way to buy your new Chevy at Everett Chevrolet in Springdale. Family-owned, customer-friendly, a proud supporter of the Farmington Cardinals. Go Cards!
If you would like to advertise during this broadcast, please contact our athletic director, Brad Blue,
at 479-266-1806.
Go Cards!
Hey, guys. Hey, Mom. Starving. Chips. Hey. Oh, thanks. Oh, we're starving. What else do we got here? Crackers. Go. Oh, I'm starving. Oh, yeah, cookies.
And the constant snacking with Tyson Anytizer's boneless buffalo bites.
Yeah.
Made with all white meat, they're the warm, protein-packed way to hold them over until dinner time.
These are awesome.
Also available in these delicious varieties.
Thanks, Mom.
Farmington Stampede is a proud supporter of Farmington schools and the Farmington community. We look forward to everyone joining the next Stampede.
Go Cards!
Things are changing in kitchens everywhere.
Tony's Sasheries.
People are replacing salt and pepper on everything they eat.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, no more salt and pepper.
Tony's Sasheries.
Tony's Sasheries, famous Creole seasoning, brings out the flavor in all your favorite foods.
Tony's Sasheries.
Oh yeah, so put a little Creole in your kitchen. Tony's Sasheries makes everything taste great.
Everybody knows how good Louisiana food is. For us, it's a way of life. We call it Creole. Creole is the melting pot of cultures, music, and great food. Salt and pepper? No way. On whatever you cook or whatever you eat, use Tony's Sasheries Creole seasoning. Trust me, I know Creole. And this is the real deal.
Oh, yeah. Tony's Sasheries.
Makes everything taste great.
Where do you go when you want a bundle that includes DirecTV and high-speed internet? You want it packaged together and you want a $500 savings. There's only one answer for Cardinal fans, PG Telco. That's right, don't miss any of your favorite TV shows with DirecTV and catch your favorite Cardinal sports with a high-speed internet connection from PG Telco. And if you call right now, you save $500. Don't care who you are, that's a win-win situation. Call 267-7200. That's 267-7200 for an entertainment bundle that saves you bundles of cash. It's PG Telco, a proud sponsor of Farmington Cardinal Athletics.
Sometimes the things we want to do aren't quite the things we end up doing. But with Tyson grilled and ready chicken breast fillets, you can make eating right a promise to yourself you actually keep. No preservatives, 98% fat-free, and fully cooked. So you'll be eating right in no time, just like you intended. Tyson grilled and ready chicken.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting all of you in Farmington to come see us at Everett Chevrolet in Springdale. Make the short drive and shop Northwest Arkansas's best selection of new Chevys, like the sporty Chevy Camaro, the rugged Silverado, and the family-friendly Tahoe, completely redesigned for 2015. Experience a better way to buy your new Chevy at Everett Chevrolet in Springdale. Family-owned, customer-friendly, a proud supporter of the Farmington Cardinals. Go Cards!
If you would like to advertise during this broadcast, please contact our athletic director, Brad Blue,
at 479